matter is witchcraft, switchcraft, which vessel, switch vessel. Obviously my form has been reduced because of what is going on. And ultimately, the idea is to redeem people so that they can truly have love and fulfilling lives and not worry about who is cooler than who and things that really shouldn't matter. Rather focus on love and the core and what really matters. God, the core, is what brought man about. Through love, man stood up. Man found principles and their applications and was able to overcome his enemies with the infinite wisdom of the Lord to give people the natural advantage with righteous indignation and to focus that righteous indignation into strategy and application, and ultimately to take form in various ways as people come together. We see various tribes and various groups of people that they don't all look the same. For example, in the Igbos, we see several variations. We see these variations across Africa because obviously these people rolled together in some manner. Different migrations came, different people conquered for various reasons, and people took on different body types, forms, facial features, the nose, the shape of the face. You see in my videos, the shape of my face changes in various points depending on where I put my focus. When I put the focus on striking as fast as I could and as effectively as I could, rather than a sort of kickboxing form, more or less, a sort of kung fu form, you see my face change from this kind of rounder face to a hawk face, and ultimately, as I got fumed, as my form got reduced, we see this elongated sort of face that I have now. Okay, it's almost like you're looking at different people, but obviously it's in the same room. You look carefully, you see enough of the same features to see that they're related. And so it is with the Ari people. I've seen it spelled A-R-I, A-A-R-I, Aro, and this goes back to the Arochukwu tribes, the Arochukwu oracle, going back to the slave trade. These are the main people the slave traders dealt with on the southern part of Nigeria, the southeast region, where Biafra was made, Igbo land. Further up north, you have areas called Center, okay, and you had different groups in between. So when we look at this, right, we see several tribes in Ethiopia. Their history are very important. The Oromo, the Amhara, okay, the Harari, the Afar, the Eri, okay, the Tigray, and all these respective Ethiopian groups have important history. And we see in the Bible, Amos 9:7, "Are you not as the children of Ethiopia unto me, O children of Israel?" Okay, and we see the Cushite wife, Moses, and the story of Moses and Miriam, and how the Jews are supposed to respect God's decision in regards to love and natural selection, supernatural selection, if you will. So as this thing spreads around, right, the mistake comes in when people turn their back on love and natural attraction and who people are naturally attracted to. This is why being naturally attracted to someone is superior. The superior route for the woman is to choose a man truly with her heart and with true understanding, not in terms of money. And we see this with Rastafari, Rastaf Eri, Rastaf Era, Rastaf Ero, and so on and so forth. Where you have to be tough to overcome the material pull, the worldly direction of society, and the people who attempt to direct you based on their selfishness and their focus on self. When you look at this thing, some Igbos, for example, look more like some East Africans, and some Igbo look more like other East Africans, right? The shape of the face, their body, their kind of energy, their spirit, if you will. And this has everything to do with the migrations of people, where the Zulus are said to have come from Central Africa. People migrated. When you look at the African Americans, right? Are they a Native American tribe, or did they migrate from Africa? Obviously, they found their way here from Africa. That isn't the only example of people that migrate. Neither is the Zulus. We see the migration of the West Africans, the people that would become the modern day West Africans having migrated from more southern parts of Africa into Egypt. And this is where the Egyptians came from, the mix of these people coming up, right, where the Nile is flowing up and these people coming down. So if you were naturally directed by the water, of course you would come up from the heart of Africa, from more south in Africa. And as we see Inki, a deity of water, as well, you know, fertility, semen, right? Various forms of water. We see Tiamat and Apsu. These are deities of fresh water, you know, salt water, you know, lake water, specific with Enki. These are, you know, these are deities that pertain to this thing. And who brought them these genes? They were Africans, and they were naturally brought from more central West Africa, South Africa. Okay, the Uganda, right? Ethiopia, the white and the blue Nile. And when we really understand this thing, right? The moon temple, Aya, right? And the blue, the color of the sky. Of course, there's no yellow Nile. There's no yellow aspect of this thing because they wanted people like me gone. So as we look at the various groups of Africans, we see this kind of migration of the king. Now, where did the king go? He went and was reinforced in the heart of Africa. Where did he lose his people? Over there in North Africa, Northeast Africa. North Africa, the people like me all but wiped out. East Africa, the people like me all but wiped out. And they're replaced with various shades and features of Semitic people, of Indo-European people, okay? Where the king in the heart was people like me, and they were these Shaka Zulu times 10 sorts of people, you know? And we start to see this spreading out. This is what Igbo backwards is Obi, and it means the heart, the king, the hut, and the temple. Okay, so which king, right? Witchcraft, switchcraft. Where is he, right? And this is also where we get the idea of homeland. And Ki means earth. En means Lord. Ki means earth. So obviously these ideas were out there. The land, the sacred ground. Where was it? The heart, the core of Africa. So when we look at this thing and we start to look at this thing, you can see me, you can see that as you paint this picture more and more and explore these ideas, you see I emerge more and more as the king of these people. But where were these people limited to? You start to see that they spread out into Asia, into Europe, right? Through Greece, through Italy and Crete. They've spread all the way into Northern Europe, where Sweden, Thor is said to be a son of a Menelaus or Megnon or one of this Ethiopian guy. Okay, so why is this? Okay, why were all, you know, I'm told that all Africans were called Ethiopians. Okay, and of course, Eri in Ethiopia and Eri in Nigeria and Rostaf Eri. Okay, and even in the word Nigeria, okay, Nigeria. Okay, we have the Nig, the Eri, and the A. In Biafra, B of Ra, Biafra, right? We have the word Ra, and we can scramble it and also get the word Eri. And certainly these aren't the only places where we can do this with. And why is this? Okay, because people all throughout history have known that there was these black-skinned guys, these dark-skinned guys who migrated up and they clashed with these other people. And then they moved into the Middle East and they conquered there. And then Sargon eventually emerges, like 2500 BC or something like that. He emerges and says, rule over the black-headed people. Okay? And this is an interesting idea, what he's referring to. Some people say the hair, some people say they're black, and they're just referring to this. Some people say it's a metaphor for these people are thinking too much in terms of their people, and we got to rule over them and get them to think in terms of our people. And obviously they don't emphasize the martial arts, where we have these various martial art weapons, including in Ethiopia. It's either the Afar or the Harari people, where they have this curved blade and they're not supposed to pull it out unless they're ready to shed blood. We see this echoed in the samurai culture and in the some Muslim tribes, you know, Yemen and so on and so forth. Don't pull out your curved weapon unless you're ready to spill blood. And of course, we see this with the curves of the crescent moon. We see this with the curves that it is created To make a long story short, yes, I keep getting interrupted for various reasons related to not having a suitable helper. The attractive women in America turning their backs on me. Anyway, so when we look at these pictures that I've shown you, probably I've posted them before this clip. The light-skinned females in Igbo, the darker-skinned females from the Ari tribe. Notice they're very similar features because it's the expansion of this thing. Basically, in a nutshell, the females in East Africa, the warriors were killed and left, right? Were the females that were taken by other groups of people, right? And certainly the DNA studies, I suspect, would show that, you know, and or they cover it up, okay? But one thing for sure we can tell by their works, okay? And obviously the guys, you know, Igbo means king. You know, Igbo backwards is Obi, which means king, heart, hut, and temple, okay? So other people might look similar to me, but that's like a female that looks similar to me or something, you know, because she's from my tribe and she has similar nose and facial features, and I've shown you pictures of this as well. Or she's from my extended, you know, DNA fucking grouping, okay? Really, at the end of the day, bottom line is, nobody is worthy to connect to God other than me. Nobody ever will be. All this is just evidence as to why that is. You look at this, you examine it, you say, this female looks kind of cool, da 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 da. But is she serious about connecting to God? No. Are they serious about finding their lives? Yes. Are they adapting to the New World Order? Yes. If they're adapting to the New World Order, you know, it's an open and shut. Boom. They're not serious about connecting to God. You know, it's like it's time to go to war with the enemy, and you're lining up to face the enemy's Armageddon, you know, and nobody else is there. Okay, are they serious about connecting to God? No. Do they know it's wrong to assimilate? Yes. Does it take a genius to figure out that you're supposed to carry your cross? No. Okay, it's very obvious. You look at this story. What is it about? Jesus on the cross. People get persecuted for doing the right thing. Martin Luther King persecuted. People who's rolling with him persecuted. Whether or not he was controlled opposition or not. The idea is solid. It's firm. It's unavoidable. It's not up for debate. It's very clear. If you do the right thing, you're persecuted. You're singled out. There's a bunch of corporations sponsoring movements as controlled opposition. It couldn't be more open and shut. Okay? It couldn't be more of an obvious, definitive scream. Boom. They're saying, you know, and they want me to do the challenge in a way that allows people who are nowhere near worthy to have a chance of beating me. It's fucking stupid. Obviously it's wrong, obviously it's wrong, obviously it's wrong. Obviously if these groups don't come together and equal out that madness, they're wrong. Is there yin-yang balance with their group? No. Okay, because they're coming together as groups to fucking hold me down, and they're barely doing anything to cancel that out. They're coming together as groups of people to cheat me out of my rightful place. They're barely doing anything to cancel that out. Obviously, it doesn't take a genius to see. It's open and shut. They've chosen down, they've chosen dishonor, they've chosen evil. They've chosen to breed and make nice with the people that screened out the wisest and the best from their respective groupings. And they have the nerve to come together as those groupings, mind you, and to try to find their life as controlled opposition as those groupings within the greater controlled opposition movements. It couldn't be more open and shut. They're wrong, they're evil. There's no way around that. Okay. So when you look at this thing, truly understand it, right? Truly understand who could outmaneuver and who and why.